Well, welcome back. I'm here with two amazing ladies. We're talking about your second season, a big conference coming up on March 22nd.
Correct.
And Susan Reynolds, founder of your second season. And also I'm happy to have Linda Graham here, host. You're going to be hosting that evening and kind of emceeing during the conference that night. So thank you, ladies, for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Well, let's just tell us about your second season, because this is your kind of brainchild, and I always go back to having that walking meeting that we did way back in the summer, and things have just like expanded so much.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So tell us about your second season.
Well, it's crazy. So like we discussed when I was talking to you about it last summer, it was just this idea, because I was going through about a year ago just a lot of loss, actually, just with myself, my identity. I didn't really have a purpose. Then I was experiencing all these like anxiety and some physical symptoms, and I was just like, what the heck, where do I go? Where are the resources? Where's my community? And I was trying to outreach of like, I am feeling a little lost, and I really had nowhere to go. And one of the places I was talking to you, and I'm like, there's really not a whole lot of resources here. And so the more women that I talked to, the more I realized, oh my gosh, there is a huge void here. And then I just did this massive research, and there's a lot of statistical data on this group of women, and that there's not a lot of information on them.
And we're talking about women, I mean, in particular, between like 45, 65
Correct.
or on up.
Correct.
So.
Yes,
Yeah.
So what my background is that I know how to develop conferences. So I'm like, well, I'm comfortable with that. Let's kind of spark the fire with that, and it is definitely percolating. Definitely,
it is.
Yes,
It
and
is.
and like with Andy, you being a speaker, and then Linda agreeing to host.
Yeah.
So it's very, very exciting on what's happening, and how we're going to be moving into hopefully a 12-month series of just themes, and just to really kind of help empower women and to help them understand what's going on.
There's a lot of longevity with this. It's not just this one conference.
No.
And then there's a big picture. But Linda, so why did you just, what made you say, hey, I will host this. I will be a part of this.
It's everything that I'm going through myself. And I think this period for us is it's transition. That's what you would call it, a transition time. It could be we're dealing with aging parents, we're dealing with empty nesting, retirement, just those issues. Menopause is coming around the corner. All those things that we just want to have answers to and a community to. And I think this will give us a positive feedback way to answer those questions and go about it in a positive manner.
Absolutely, and I agree with that, because it's not just, you think about, second season, kind of the physical stuff, which is big, and I'm so glad we're going to be talking about that, but it is aging parents. My father just passed away in early January, and for me, a 52-year-old woman that was so, connected to him, it was hard, and my mother is now, dealing with that, and there's all these things. I'm not an empty nester, but I'm a single woman that has not brought up a family. So that's a whole nother piece that I know we talked about.
Yep, absolutely.
And how do we, how do you deal with that?
Well, and that's where this building a community of women, because there are so many issues out there, and they're just not being addressed. And just so, a lot of people go through loss and, being, and dealing with all that, but what just makes it so much more harder to deal with is that you do have this menopause symptoms just crashing onto you. Yeah. And it just makes it that much more worse until you can really understand all of that. Then you can kind of grapple through that, and then you can grapple through all the other issues. And as I spoke to Linda and other women, just also the identity is a huge issue. Yeah. Just because you live life a certain way, and there's a ton of books on it, and kind of almost like a roadmap on how to deal with life. But then, bam, you turn 50 or your kids are leaving, and then you're dealing with all this, and you're like, where do I go?
Well, and knowledge is power. So if we talk about it and we have this community of women getting together, supporting each other, we go into that second season with a positive attitude, lifting each other up and going forward. Just think of the power in that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's dive into the conference piece, because that is March 22nd.
Yes.
It's a Friday.
Yes.
A wonderful, amazing day. So talk to me about what's going to happen. I'm speaking. I'm so excited about
we're very
that.
excited for you to speak.
Yeah, but tell me about, who is this for? Why should women come?
Well, it's all women basically dealing with this, basically the ages from 40 and up. And it's going to be addressing the 3 pillars that Your Second Season is about, which is identity, purpose, and physical and mental well-being. And we have a OBGYN, Dr. Harper Harrison, who's from CHI. She's going to be having speaking. You're going to be speaking on purpose, and then we have Susan Koenig speaking on identity. And then we have Linda Asley. She's going to be moving the conference along in a very delightful way.
Yes.
And then we've got 8 breakout sessions, throughout the day, and that's going to cover like financial, that's going to cover thyroid issues, that's going to cover meditation. We've got a lot of different aspects of the conference. We have a little bit of energy healing from a Reiki vendor. We have a spa going to be there. We've got Dillard that's going to give, makeup tips. So we've got styles, how to, what to wear at this age. I mean, I'm not into the big high heels, It's like what looks good and fashionable, which is probably you know a lot about. So, I mean, there's just a lot of information to cover. And then afterwards, it's really exciting. So we're going to be playing probably around, we're going to have a panel. It's going to be talk about sexual health, and we're going there, ladies.
Which is so
it's
important. We won't get into it on this show, but being there, and that's a big part. I mean,
it is a big part
of that. So
we'll have a sex therapist on that panel. We've got our OBGYN, and then we have a nurse practitioner on there. And then we're going to have a great reception with 80s, 90s music and a cash bar and just kind of celebrate us.
Yeah.
So.
And we're worth celebrating.
We are worth celebrating. We are worth celebrating. So it starts it's like 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, and it goes till about 8 o'clock that evening.
Correct.
So it's just like that nice time during the day for, hoping that women can get away if they have jobs. That's an easy getaway. If they're don't have jobs.
Take a half day off. You're worth the investment.
Yeah. It's
definitely very a needed voice that needs to happen.
So tickets, and how can people buy tickets? Let's talk about that really quickly before we wrap up.
Go to the website www.yoursecondseason.com.
Okay.
And it's plastered all over the website. You can't miss it.
Okay. Buy tickets. It's going to be an amazing day. So again, I am so honored to be a part of this, and it's so nice to see you again, Susan.
It's great.
And so nice to meet you.
So,
I mean, actually, first time we met. So, again, website, tickets, one more time.
At the Omaha Design Center, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And at yoursecondseason.com.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for joining me so much.
Thank you for having us.
And I'm excited.
Yes.
And we will be right back.